The mystery of the Malaysian Airlines MH370, the plane that went missing. Today's episode is being sponsored by Niger Eyes. So today we'll be talking about the mystery of the Malaysian airline that vanished away, that caused a lot of tantrums and panic in the hearts of loved ones and family members. Sit down, relax while we roll. March 8, 2014, a warm night at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport. The passengers of the Malaysian Air Flight MH370 were boarding, unaware of the fact that they are about to become one of the many parts of aviation mysteries. Like we know, the Malaysian Airlines, MH370 had or was a major airline as at that time in 2014. Various destinations, travels, and also a lot of people, recommended Malaysian Airline then. So, but this time the case was different. Most passengers that boarded the airline at that time never knew that that might be or that would be the last time they will ever see their families. So on board that day were 239 passengers, in which 12 were crew members. It was a calm atmosphere. The plane was fueled, the atmosphere was okay, all set, ready for the journey. So at 12:41 a.m., the MH370 took off. For the first 38 minutes, everything was going as planned. The pilot communicating with traffic or air traffic control to ensure that they were all in synchronization as the flight took off. So at exactly 1:19 a.m., Captain Zahari Shah Ahmed made his final transmission. Good night, Malaysia 370. Those were the last words anyone heard in the aircraft. 2 minutes later, something strange happened. The plane's transponder, a crucial system that allows air traffic control track the plane's movement, went silent. Now that is the part it all started. MH370, the civilian airline, went missing without any sort of distress call. One moment it's there and the next moment it's gone. So it was just fluctuating. As the sun rose in Asia, so many panic started spreading. MH370 never arrived in Beijing, China. Families waited anxiously, looking through, waiting to see the plane landing at the airport, hoping that a miracle will happen. Like I said, the spread of the news of the particular airline MH370 was yet to land in Beijing after giving the period of hours that it was supposed to land. The transponder itself went silent, so therefore a lot of panic spread across family members. So most of family members ran to the airport waiting and hoping for a miracle to happen. No announcement came, no update came from the airport authorities. It was just air silence. Panic setting, family members praying, different cultures, different diversities, all coming together and hoping that a miracle will happen while they await any update from the airline authorities. The Malaysian authorities immediately launched out search, around the China Sea. Both canoes, aircraft, name it, all went out, just to ensure that they get a glimpse of what must have happened to the Malaysian airline So the authorities used all forms of transportations from the land to the air to the sea just to ensure that they are able to get good updates or possibly await the worst. But nothing came forth. It was as if the MH370 disappeared from the air without any form of trace. Okay, so then a shocking discovery came. A military radar picked up the last trace. And then after that trace, it was discovered that the airline went westward, flying over Malaysia, crossing over the Adamant Sea, heading towards the vast empty waters of the Indian Ocean. But why? Who was flying the airline? And where was it going to? Investigators turned to satellite data for answers. The data suggested that the MH370 continued to travel for another 6 hours when it was supposed to have landed in Beijing, but that satellite picked up that it continued to travel for another 6 long hours, moving south to one of the most remote stretches parts of the ocean. It was a scary moment for everybody. So the silence, no fuel, no further pings. It was presumed that the airline must have plunged into one of those Indian Oceans. The search efforts quickly became one of the most expensive in the aviation airline industry, costing $116 million. Lot of teams from other multiple countries scouted thousands of ocean water using sonar, drones, and even submarines, but nothing was found. No wreckage, no bodies, nothing at all. I'm talking about teams from so many other countries using their own resources to scan the entire ocean, looking for even the tiniest of wreckage that could lead to answers, but nothing was found. No bodies, no wreckage, absolutely dead silence. Then suddenly a breakthrough in July 2015 happened. A wing fragment of the MH370 washed ashore on the Reunion Island. It was unbelievable. This is over 2,005 square miles away from the presumed crash site. After that fragment, more fragments were discovered over African islands and shores, which was quite rather ridiculous because of where the suspected crash site was supposed to be. So like we said earlier on, the transponder stopped working, and so therefore there was a satellite that picked that it traveled for additional 6 hours into a destination that could not be traced. Most countries use their resources in order to chase, to find these wreckages and all that, but nothing was found. And obviously in 2015 that breakthrough came, and so therefore most fragments started showing up in African soils and islands also. But even with that, the major component in the aircraft, which was the black box, was nowhere to be found. And so answers could not be gotten as at what must have happened to the Malaysian MH370 airline. As many years passed, a lot of theories came up, chilling ones. A lot of people claimed that Captain Ahmed Zahari deliberately crashed the plane in a suicide attempt, doing fully well that they had a lot of nationalities in there. So a lot of theories, like I said, came up, believing that he deliberately crashed the plane or plunged the plane into the ocean there in an attempt, or what we call the suicide attempt, as it is in the present day. Other people suspected hijacking. Some said mechanical fault. Some even went ahead to say probably more of a cyber terrorism must have happened to that particular airline, because why was it moving westward as against moving to China? So a lot of theories came up. Some said it was a suicide attempt, others said it was mechanical, some said it was cyber terrorism, and a whole lot of theories came up just to justify why that airline crashed as at that time. But of course, without concrete evidence, no one could be sure what really happened to MH370 remained a mystery for top aviation experts. No one could find or could pinpoint exactly what had happened to the airline MH370. Aviation experts were confused. So many theories were carried out, and even recreation to align with those theories, but none could be sure as at why the MH370 went missing from the radars. The search for MH370 may have ended, but the mystery still remains unsolved. Somewhere deep beneath the waves, the wreckage of MH370 still lies or still remains the same. No one for sure could point out, no one for sure could even recreate, or no industry expert could say for sure what had happened to MH370. MH370 remains one of the greatest unsolved mystery in the aviation industry till today. So, ladies and gentlemen, this episode was sponsored by Naija Eyes, the eyes of the world. All right, so follow us on all our social media platforms, and ensure you click or press that notification button. Press that subscribe button to get more of crazy mysteries around the world. Thank you.